Imagine waking up to find your life savings gone, swiped in seconds by a crypto scam. This happened to one couple and it's a wake-up call for the rest of us. In the next clip, I'm going to be showing you the life story of this retired couple who've lost their savings literally overnight. And towards the end, I'm going to give you my take on how to avoid the same fate and protect your Bitcoin and digital asset holdings like a pro. So stay tuned.
In a crypto to these scams.
So there you go, this rather sad and unfortunate story, real life story. This is not something that's been fabricated from ChatGPT. This is a live incident that has shocked pretty much the waves of the media and the would-be retired couples. In fact, it could happen to any of the demographics, whether you're a young, astute or a newbie in the digital asset space, or even a well-known veteran or kind of a person who studied computer science. It really doesn't matter the background. What matters is this is a pervasive and can happen to anyone at all walks of life. And this is quite an alarm. And this is something we're going to be seeing, unfortunately, an awful lot as the mainstream is getting more involved into investing their 20th century wealth into this digital economy. And the lesson is for all of us, even myself as a veteran crypto investor that I am. I could be subjected to this, right? Because the rate of sophistication of this scam techniques, it's kind of going at a rapid pace. We are seeing as that prey by the predators, by these hoodlums, because there's no other way to describe these things, these individuals or even criminal gangs, because you have to appreciate the actual organization, the structure, the type of scammer profiles, whether it's a social engineering specialist or even the degenerate computer scientist who've actually take care of the hacking and the procedures, as well as the head honchos that run these hoodlum organizations, right? There's different type of scam profiles that between them as a collective force, they go out and hunt and prey the rest of us, the digital asset investors. So I just want to really bring this episode to your attention because, as I said in the outset, we're going to be seeing, unfortunately, more of these type of scam attacks to invest into digital wealth, because this is the best thing you can do, not just for yourself, but thinking about how to pass on that generational wealth into the next generation of your family, because this shouldn't be taken as something different that we don't know already about, right? Because we are being targeted for other sensitive information, whether it's bank accounts or even placing hoax insurance claims in order to rip off your next of kin or yourself, even your partner. It doesn't really matter. So this is just another type of scam that just happens to prey now on another collective, which is digital asset investors, Bitcoin investors. It could be stablecoin investors. It could be any other type of crypto investor in general. These scam attacks are becoming increasingly sophisticated over time. Mostly is to do with social engineering, which is precisely what has happened, unfortunately, to this retired couple in the United States. And again, it's not just a lesson on the US citizens. This is a global phenomenon. This is unfortunately happening in every country around the world for every digital asset investor, and which really begs the question that we need to kind of just divorce ourselves from any spurious or dodgy attempt of an approach by anyone, whether it's a beautiful woman that you see portrayed herself as a harmless person that just happens to approach you, asking you to share those seed phrases, which are the password mechanism to gain access to your crypto holdings stored on your, let's say, your hardware wallet, like your Trezor device or your Ledger Nano X device, or even passwords gaining access to your account held on centralized crypto exchange platform. So really, we need to do everything we can. And given my experience in dealing with crypto assets, and even I've been approached many times as well, I have to confess, from these scam organizations. So based on the experience, I've come up with a separate podcast series that contains just over half a dozen of videos showing you what are the latest tricks and tips based on security measures that you ought to be considering to safeguard your digital assets. In fact, it's been very well received by most of you out there. So I encourage you to spread the word and really point anyone that you know. It could be your neighbor, it could be your next of kin or family member, or even a co-worker. It could be anyone. Please share those podcast series if you found any of the security recommendations useful. And if you have, I encourage you to share your comments. And if you have any further questions, please drop those questions on the comment sections in this video, or indeed in any of the videos on that podcast series. So really, that's all really I really want to explain today. It's just another awareness attempt that I want to bring to your attention, that it could happen to anyone at any moment in time. And the best technique is just simply to discard any attempts of an approach, whether it's through those spurious phone calls on your mobile or in your house. It could be those dodgy phishing attempts, so where you see kind of a dodgy link asking you to reveal your seed phrases to your crypto wallet. That's another red flag. Even phone calls from your bank who are kind of impersonating what could be, in your eyes, that legitimate bank branch that you're familiar with. Again, you should just cut yourself. And if you want to kind of corroborate that call, you can just simply just use common sense. You walk into your bank branch, or even call the head office of the bank and just ask them if the call that you received at this date and time is indeed from them. So there's a lot of things that you can use, mostly to do with common sense, but there are additional security measures that I've explained in the videos in that podcast series that I just mentioned that I encourage you to watch. And we need to do everything we can to divorce ourselves from many, as I said, any spurious attempts of contact through phone, phishing attempts through email, on WhatsApp, it could be Telegram, Instagram, doesn't matter. Just anything that is red flag or you feel that is out of the ordinary, you just need to cut off completely. I'd rather you take the stance of raising that level of skepticism at its maximum and negate all forms of contact, full stop, because that is the best defense that we have against, as I said, against these hoodlums that are trying to prey on all of us digital asset investors for our crypto tokens and our crypto wealth that we've built so hard during our lifetime. So that's really I want to discuss in today's episode. Subscribe to the channel. I suggest you watch into those podcast series called Crypto Vault, and I've dropped a link in this video so you can watch those videos. Highly recommended. And of course, there's tons of other materials out there in YouTube at your disposal that you can also familiarize yourself and get some additional education. This is the whole point of my channel, is to raise awareness, is to give you those educational insights into the various topics to do with Bitcoin, blockchain technology and the future of finance. So I encourage you, if you haven't done so already, to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.